Hello everyone. I don't know. I just wanted to sit draw again and I want to keep these things and these drawings of mine as casual as possible. So I won't be thinking about that stuff too much and say if I'll just want to sit and draw and say nothing, then I will just do that because it's not the purpose of these videos just me being talkative. I think I just need to treat my studies lightly and keep them more relaxed to less care about the end result. So I'll just continue to redraw from this book today because I don't know. It have it has become easier for me to just do it. And also, when I try to speak, I cannot concentrate on what I'm doing that well. And it's not actually bad for what I do because I can be drawing in a more mindless and relaxed way. Uh, we have such a terrible weather today in our city. The fog just covering everything and everyone, like in the Silent Hill. And I feel a little bit sleepy. I have my hot chocolate. I gradually get used to drinking and living inside that VR headset. So who knows, maybe with time I will just dissolve into this digital reality thing. I I just did something wrong, but that's okay. I really struggle with drawing eyes because oh, I'm shaking my camera the whole time. I struggle with drawing eyes because I cannot draw them symmetrically and with equal shape in perspective. Wow, that will be a complex one for me to draw. I probably will try to at least maintain proportions of the llama's face. I think I'm just starting my drawing incorrectly. Like, if I want to draw that, where do I even start? Is it a general form, i.e., a circle? It's not a circle, I would say that's an oval or an ellipse shape. I can maybe draw it like that. And as always, I just approached my table with some things I'd like to say today, and I in inevitably, how does that spell, end up with my mixed thoughts anyway, so I just start speaking very slowly. And in a kind of automatic manner, with some strange rise of my intonation at the end of the sentence that does not make any sense. Hmm. I have the camera preview right in front of me, and I think it can actually help me see what I do wrong because I can see that page and my sketchbook like from above in one plane. So it's just that kind of thing, that kind of thing. I'm trying to draw based on what I see on the preview, and the preview is updated um, with a big delay. So drawing like that ends up feeling like you talk into the microphone, hearing your own voice with a second delay. So when your own voice is repeated through speakers back at you, and you instinctively stop talking because you are like interrupting yourself. That's her cheek. I want to see these big shapes, not. Mm, I misplaced her nose. I don't know if that's her in. I created a lot of dirt with my marker, and now I can't tell anything about what I draw. That teeth, I don't know. Oh, the struggle. Mm, I don't like it. I just want to redraw. Maybe let's start from the nose this time. Because it can tell me where this eye is. Now I really can't imagine her face as if it was projected on this page. I would very much like to gain that ability. I just lost the need for talking right now, but I will still try to continue this stream. I think I'm just starting to fall asleep right now because I haven't slept today. Mm, I need more hot chocolate. I don't know, it's so it it calms me down these drawing sessions, and I just start to fall asleep. Maybe I should draw before I sleep to sleep better, though sitting in a VR headset is not a good idea if I want to sleep. Right next to using it. Can I squeeze this little thing into here? I will take my tool for ugly drawings, and if I carefully calculate proportions I might be able to fit. Mhm. Mhm. Oh no, the nose is too big. I can hear my PC blowing with all its fans. Whoa, that one is certainly ugly. How can I really stop caring if I just see all the crap that is wrong? And here come the eyes. What if I'll just focus and try to see these eyes? See the eyes. I don't wanna complicate. Small. Okay. What's next? Oh, the same llama. Oh, mm, I will really fall asleep right now. My brain is barely working. But that would be an interesting experience, like drawing in that state. I never done it before. Mm, I don't think I'll collapse on the table, but it would be interesting to watch if I could draw something in an unconscious state. I highly doubt that. I'm not that good at drawing for now. I can also barely see your mouth. Where is my preview? Mhm. And as usual, someone is writing to me when I'm busy. That's a strange face, really. Uh, I just made everything worse with this. Well, that's what I'm. That's what I was talking about when I said that I try not to pay too much attention to all the crap that I draw, but today is like the worst. And it will be even worse if I continue complaining. Yeah, I will do these chicken lines. I don't give a. It's as if I draw really slow, but I need to draw even slower to be able to think about what I want to draw. Firstly, instead of just mindlessly scribbling with one eye looking at the reference and my other eye looking at what I actually draw. I think that kind of approach does not give me any learning. Yeah, her eyes will be off, or his. I don't know. I can see that muzzle. It's kind of sticking out, and I have like this thing, and then I have kind of a center line that is breaking here and goes into center of the nose, and the nose is like this shape. I failed. It's okay to fail. Oh, so they say. What could you expect from a person who's only 100 days into his conscious drawing? It's not that much. Like some kids draw their entire entire childhood every day, and for me it's just been 100 days. I also I noticed that all these parasite words like, just, or what else? Mm, basically, what else do I have? Oh, and some boring words like very and I don't know, some really simple stuff. They just seep into my speech and I end up talking nonsense because I just forget words for some reason. Well, if I struggle to do detailed work today, maybe I'll just throw away this lighter, get another sip of hot chocolate. It's comforting though to know that no one is watching me right now, so that gives me some freedom really to be myself as I am right now. And I really shouldn't stress that much about all that stuff, because no one cares anyway. Mm, these things are so complicated for me today. That's her cheek. Oh, she has such an, I don't know, I will call her she because I want to. She has such an exaggerated face that I do not even perceive it as a whole when I try to draw it. And that's why probably everything falls off. Some thoughts started hitting my mind. I don't want to sleep anymore. at least for now. And maybe let it just be that my streams will be full of my mindless rambling. I also like to talk in that meowing voice. Kind of relaxes me, although I cannot shift my pitch higher, or sometimes when I shift the pitch at the end of the sentence, it sounds inadequate. hmm I just want to, you know, be inside this furry avatar. It makes me cozy and creative to some extent, at least. So if that's the center line, then your other eye hmm, probably will be. I also have that thoughts about speaking that as an English is a foreign language to me, I don't really understand the full color of maybe every word that I use because I think if you're a native speaker, you have that taste of the language when you just know the tiny differences between pronouncing and the meaning of hidden meanings of some words. It's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like colors, like just a slight tone offsets that I do not notice compared to a native speaker. Mm, And to clarify, I would say it's about me saying some words and not really understanding if it sounds okay. Is it okay to speak that way or no? Because in my language there is a bigger variability to how you can mix your words in your sentence, and there is an also bigger variability in constructing the words themselves. Like you can have these prefixes or suffixes which you can change depending on the mood that you try to express with your with what you say basically. This basically again, how do I replace basically? As maybe essentially, I don't know. I need to seriously look up some alternatives to these words. I have even done that a couple of days before when I realized that this problem just kills my speech. That one is a little bit better. Maybe I just needed my brain to draw. No, it can't be. You don't need brain to draw. What nonsense. It's like any fool can draw. Come on. That's not even a job. Go to school, graduate, the uni, get a degree, get a decent work, and enjoy a high salary, do some boring stuff for money. Why do you even need this? Silly scribbles. Mm, I think my third eye just opened up a little bit. And now, after I said that, I should violently fail. Or maybe not. Hmm. I'm starting to see something. It's a really weird feeling. I cannot imagine her other cheek, for example, but that face, I just now saw it on paper, kind of. Mm, and I suck at proportions again. I need this chin of hers. Like, I need a mouth to be here and here, and then it goes like that. And then we have this grumpy lower lip and the chin itself. Oh, here I have this line too perpendicular to this line, and oh, you can hear this image, yes? Oh, and here it's like at a sharper angle. Why do I just stretch the end of my words like that? It sounds gay. Maybe I want to sound gay. Just a tickle. Nobody watches that stream anyway. However, it concerns me that I can form some kind of habit of speaking that way. And it would sound really awkward to if I couldn't get rid of it in future. Maybe I should stop doing that. Like I already have that option to stretch words. So okay, and here comes the last head. Mm, mm, too small. No, seriously, I don't know if that stretched ending sounds gay. It certainly sounds gay in Russian. I won't be caring about any proportion right now. I will just try to mimic some general. mm, I always say general form. Not. I'm not quite sure how to rephrase that. It's a direct translation from our language, but that might not be appropriate. Hmm, I will try to draw a center line for once. So it is in the middle of a face, then it goes here, then it returns here, and let's put some markings to mark. What's the alternative for the mark? Like put some markings to mark. That's a tautology. It sounds awkward. And when I will be in a conversation again, I won't be able to look up some words just from Google Translate or ChatGPT. And I will have to use what I have and try to be careful not to. Hmm, the mouth is ruined already. So I might as well just ruin everything else because I don't care. Hmm. Oh, that marker, I think, begins to dry. It feels like it's drying because, mm, I want to say that it starts to feel drier, but without the start word. It begins feeling drier, or maybe it's just starting to feel dry, and that will do. Wow, it's really dry. And another tip, Hmm. I can draw with that for now. Wow, it it dried. It it all tenses. So now it is dry. So it dried out, and as it dried out and I look on a dry tip as a consequence, now I need to say that it has dried out, or it's dried out. See, I also struggle with um, these, those, it's, its words because I just mindlessly change them and they are never correct. So when the marker's tip has dried out, I would say it's dried out, and then I also can say it's in the next sentence, but that would not be correct. And it happens because I just already used that it's and it's stuck in my head, and I tend to use and reuse this word again because it's now loaded into my teeny tiny RAM that I have inside my brain. And I'm just like, whoa, maybe it will be just simpler if I use that word again without taking a second thought. Is it taking a second thought, though? I don't remember. And when I speak, I just have so many of this. Will you close? Thank you. And I have so so many of these questions that I cannot even remember them and somehow write and work on them later. It really occurs in the moment. Wow, that's some beautiful hats. And I also think that liner is starting to die on me. That only means that I spent it well on my education. That is good. I had these markers a couple of years ago, and I bought a pack of them with different colors. Not the Copic ones, but some Chinese copies of the Copic. And they just dried out within a month or so because I didn't touch them. And so when I was in my shopping mood for art supplies, and tried to limit myself to as little things as possible, I thought, well, maybe I will get a single quality Copic marker with a dull gray color so that I could waste it. And that finally happened. I'm a little happy about that. And another sip of hot chocolate. There will be one day when I will just spill the contents of my cup on this book. And it's not my book. I borrowed it. That would be awkward. I I need to use straws to drink, including some beverages to I didn't draw that head. It's not finished. Wait, wait, wait. And you thought you could just get away with that so easy, don't you? Neon? There. I have this clip to hold the pages because this book was given to me by my fellow artists, friends of mine. And it seems like they mm, didn't open it that much. So I just have these pages, not how to say exercised to be open, and I need to hold them in position. My headset will die soon, maybe. And I want to draw more. I think that my speaking also turned on finally. Maybe I will just quickly check on a battery right now. Oh, it's very low. Let me just feel like I'm in a cyberpunk, connected with all wires. Wires. Do I have that USB connected? No. Just a sec. Oh, have you seen my shirt? Hands, hands, hands. Hands, hands, hands. Hands. Please. What? Yeah, thank you. Now I can draw Infinitely. Mm, it barely fits. Well, drawing in a smaller scale helps me to see better. So let me think. So by doing that, I will draw a little bit faster. Fa- faster, faster. And if you're really watching this right now, and if you like to watch content like this, because I do actually, I like some videos with unfiltered failures because they feel so human in this era of like fake success. It's not a fake success, it may be a real success, but it is presented in this fast form that your brain starts to think that, for example, a certain artist just takes his pencil and like starts drawing gorgeous things in seconds. And in reality, this artist has a long background in drawing and the wire. So it's years of learning first and then 10 minutes of him drawing a masterpiece out of his head. The head out of his head, like in the moment as you watch it. And your brain, if it's anything like my brain, likes to think that that person is just better than you because, well, eventually you would like to sit and try and draw. And then when you realize that you're not doing as good as that artist who studied for years and years, probably, or just, as I said, have been drawing since his childhood mindlessly, and that gave him this handicap to be better at what he's doing. And you watch at this, and you watch at your art that you suck at. You start thinking all kind of nasty stuff about yourself, like some destructive thoughts of self doubt and feeling that you are not enough, or some perfectionist's thoughts about that you are doing not enough to progress, that ends up eventually dropping what you do because your brain likes to do nothing and it forces you to do nothing by just feeding you with this perfectionism. And you might understand that on a logical level, even, but the feelings have this tendency to just come to your head and stay there. And they don't give a shit about how logical and clever you are. They're just there. So becomes, I think, a matter of um, utilizing these feelings in some clever way, or relying on some external stuff like giving yourself some external motivation. For example, what I like to do is if I want to really, really do something, but I can't make myself do that thing, I can just write to some of my friends that, hey, I'm just doing that thing and I'm going to do it. So I sort of share what I do, and after that fact that you share this information, you're sort of having an obligation to do that thing. And now, as you're obliged to do so, you kind of, I think you, I think you can understand what I'm talking about. You're smarter than me. I'm just a silly neon dragon. Hmm. Hmm. I knew I would fail that chin, okay? And as I knew, I maybe I did it because I knew that I would, I don't know. The center line is kind of here and it has that sort of gaudy, mm, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Again, I can use, for example, that phrase because I I just know it, and but I don't know what sort of color it keeps or it brings when I speak it. To what extent that is an informal phrase, for example, can I use it with just talking to my friend, or it's a more generic stuff that can be used when casually talking to some unknown people that are not kind of formal? Hmm. Maybe I do need to draw in a slower manner. It gives me more time to focus on a line, on each line that I draw. This is important because I don't think that mindless drawing is going to take you that far as if you would, I don't know, fully perceived and understood every action that you do and perform. See how these two curves have a rhythm to them. For example, like if I draw that curve and if I draw that curve, they kind of this rhythm is broken. Okay, I need to start over. So if that curve and that curve, this one looks prettier because of that awkwardness. It's a really tiny difference. I'm against stretching words. Stop stretching words, please. This may sound annoying to someone. So it's a matter of offset symmetry and also a matter of executing that line carefully. And here I lost the rhythm again. So maybe like that. I just need to carefully, as I have some warping in my headset. I need to be careful when I feel things with my liner. I can better see that on my preview screen, but the preview screen has half a second delay, so I feel like uh, if you worked under a microscope, you may know that weird feeling when you have to compensate for that little offset. And I know my brain can do that if it exercises. But how much time would that take? So he has like that thing and the second thing that goes from there like that. I accidentally made that mark. Hmm. You know what? I should try sometime um, tracing some stuff through my head, like having a tracing reference in my VR headset that has low opacity, so I could just barely see a couple of lines, and then I can, as in digital, draw and trace from transparent reference, but in traditional way. That would be cool. I think I need to try that because I tried that. Uh, I traced a lot in digital, okay? When I was just starting my first days, I just remember that everything felt awkward. And I felt so down to the point where I just drew some lines like this. That was my exercise. I couldn't do even that. And in digital, when I started tracing things because I couldn't really redraw them like now, like, look, I have some decent result. I don't think it's that bad. It it looks like a reference. It looks close enough. And when I couldn't do that, so when I had my mind's eye fully closed, I had no option but to just trace things to get myself familiar with different kinds of lines and strokes that can exist. I don't know. There, out there. So I traced and traced and traced, and I, at some point, understood that not only tracing is boring, but I needed to improve my learning process of that I could my learning thingy that I can get from that tracing. Okay, so I just started inventing different things, and the simplest one, of course, was to lower the references opacity, and I lowered that opacity like to 50 or maybe 40%, so I could um, see it relatively clear. But again, after some time, inv- I invented that thing that I could drop opacity to that point where I can barely see like anything from that reference. Like I just had that barely visible ghost of the reference image, and basically just some points or lines that were darker than others. And by using that few barely visible lines and points and seeing the scale of the reference also, like the like you see how big it is. You don't have to imagine the size. Like if I would draw that tiger to the full scale of that page, I wouldn't be able to imagine that tiger as if I'm looking at that page. Like, and so that barely visible reference really helped kick my brain and open my vision, that just helps me to reconstruct the idea that is present inside. Like that's not line to line redraw. It has some proportional changes, but you can clearly see that the stylization is there, and everything else. And so this is really this was a breakthrough for me to find that out, and I just understood that I just need some uh, some helping input for my brain to be able to like reconstruct that image. Mm, and what I try to do now is try to give myself that couple of lines, so I can not even look at the scale of the whole thing that I'm going to draw. I don't remember where I started. I started with this ear and I drew that top of his head and another ear. And I probably started seeing the whole thing when I just drew that eye and the cheek on the back. And I kind of imagined that how these eyes would look, because I sort of this sort of again. I like the shapes of that eyes, and I just kind of really saw how they would Look, I should stop talking and get to drawing. That would collapse, of course, with yeah, you probably hear me sneezing. Um, I have a very cold floor, so I have my temperature, room temperature, around 25 degrees or so. That's relatively hot. Mm. But at the floor, whoa, that would be the saddest eyes I've ever drawn. I just made that mistake by rounding that sharper angle, and I think that would look even more dramatic. I just really like that wow eyebrow. This is so beautiful. Well, yeah, and as I have such a cold floor, I think that I'm started to get a little bit ill. I need to like this. Mm, 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 mhm. Well, and as I feel myself more comfortable now, and as I know that no one watches that, I can also share with you some things that happened to me. They are beautiful things, not the sad one, not the sad ones, as I usually have, but so for a long time, I wanted to get myself some furry friends, but not some any furry friends. I wanted like some real connection, and I don't really know why, but I wanted English speaking furry friends. Maybe that's because English feels so otherworldly to me, and the content that I watch is primarily in English, so all the cool stuff that I like, I got used to consume in English. And so I kind of anchored that English is kind of a foreign language. That sounds mm, cheesy, but that's what my brain believes, okay? And so I was invited to a certain server, Discord server, where some good people hang out and talk and share different things, important and not very important, mostly not very important. They are mostly related to sex. So I just couldn't push myself to join them finally. And sorry for that. And and I've been really thinking about oh, and I've been really thinking about that recently, and mm, I was kind of suffering with my inability to engage in a simple dialogue because of how bad my language skills are. And so all the English talking videos of me I did to practice before I could join. And there was this um, Sunday meeting that happens every week there. And I just felt that either I join those people today or it might never happen because I need solitude for that things. And I need to kind of sort my thoughts out before I do it. Not to load, like to not whine like I do now, basically, just to be positive and chill and all that. I can be that. I can be that way, but mm, I I have like a baggage of some bad things that I need to sort out, or else I can get pretty manic, I would say. So if I just, for example, want to write to someone and I may not know what exactly I would like to write about, and it ends up that I just want to write them about me, and that looks really ego- egoistical. This word stretching will kill me. So I just don't want to intimidate anyone. And I end up just keeping that strong feelings inside of me, strong feelings of wanting to connect to someone in in a deep way, like not physically, but never mind. To connect physically would be actually great, but in this age of internet, when we can connect and select people from all over the globe, it makes that thing, I mean, physical connection, seem impossible. Like, you wouldn't travel across half a globe to just talk to someone. Well, maybe I could, but that's just how I am. Not all people are like that. And I will need a lot of money, and I kind of live in a country that is not considered free. Mm, I failed that tiger a little bit. Oh yeah, I just got off track. So I recently eventually joined that people that I was talking about, and it was such a wholesome and sweet and kind and good experience to me that I felt really motivated to do something, and it just set me in that nice state, the state of niceness and openness. And maybe that's why I am sharing that with you. And thank you if you listen to my silly thoughts and watch me draw my silly drawings. I would never put out a content like that on the internet if I myself wouldn't watch that kind of thing. I like just browsing through um, zero watches or like five watches videos from some unknown people because that's more humane and I feel more of that connection. Even though we are not connecting, I just feel that this sort of digital wall can be seen through to see a real person behind all that crap. And here come the disadvantages of drawing from details. Like, look at that. Compare. Just. Maybe, maybe I can fix it. Let me think. Hmm. Hmm. Maybe I can just raise that nose. It would look so thick. And then I can just lower that thingy and bring it like here closely. Not closely, bring it closer. Word stretching. Bring it closer. No word stretching. Stop doing that. Please, Neon Dergy. You can control yourself, do you? Mm, I would also like to maybe share those videos that I make with my friends, but I just don't have guts to do that. Mm, I don't know. I don't want them seeing me like that for some reason. I'm starting to get all touchy feely, man. I and I didn't even drink. Or I haven't. No, no, no. Tenses. Hmm. I just need something bright to ease my mood a little bit, to loosen that. I forgot the word. I know there is a specific clever word for that thing. Like ball of knitting ball of knitting wire. That thing that cats like playing with. Like I need to loosen that up a little bit. I made another mistake, but I'm going to correct it. Hmm, that looks a bit odd. I need to save this video for myself at least. I so rarely allow myself to sort my thoughts and feelings like that. It's kind of feeling a little tense all the time. Maybe that's the reason I seek for that special connection because I have no one to look. I don't want to go to a therapist because I don't I don't want a therapist for money. I just want a friend. And I like have a girlfriend and we're together like we've been together for 7 years, but she is just completely different person and mm, let's just say we do not align that much on that touchy feely kind of thing, especially thing about furries. She can like she is not against that, but she kind of can't understand what I feel, and it's so hard to explain. Maybe I just need to tell her that I find furries kind of sexy. No, it's too simple for me. I'm a complex and all that, and I will write like pages and pages of philosophical text to find that special things why I love furry, furry kind of stuff. to just give myself an adult excuse of some kind. I don't know. Well, she already knows that I find all those food things sexy. I, I told her maybe 10 times. It's just that she can get it. And I think it's okay and it's normal because people are just different. It's just that I'm a little bit sad because of that fact that I can't connect with her specifically on that theme. She likes sculpting though. She likes dragons. So it kind of like almost almost there, like it, it's just a it's just a tiny step left to elevate. Like, mm, but no, no. Mm, what else do I need to add? Kind of like that lines. Not too regular. Mm. I can draw irregular stuff. Well, I can at times, but it's not in, an intentional thing. My liner starts to die. I can crosshatch, probably. Oh, oh, the dried liner can crosshatch in grayscale. Word stretching Dergy. Keep an eye on that. Mm, I just wanted to make some open strokes, but instead I just and and notice how much better I started drawing when I sort of talk through that shit inside my head. Maybe it's just because that tiger is too simple and mm, I kinda, I can see that tiger. Uh, I can imagine this tiger better than I can imagine that over exaggerated um, llama face. Llama face. Mm, there are so many tigers left. You know, sometimes it's better to finish your work before you are ready to finish, um, to give yourself some better motivation to start the next day doing from where you stopped. Like it's some kind of a hook. Like they do this trick in TV shows and TV series when they just hook you to watch the next episode. And maybe I should just close and say that thank you for watching. Thank you for being here with me and listening through. And I hope I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye. That was unusual today. Today was unusual.